Hello friends, welcome to a very important video on UPSC Prelims preparation. In this video, I am going to share my secret of scoring one of the highest marks in the Prelims examination. Guys, I took the Prelims examination 6 times and I was able to crack in all my 6 attempts. Guys, from scoring around 100 marks in my first attempt in General Studies paper 1, I went on to score 144.66 in my 5th attempt and 138.66 in my last attempt. My average score in the UPSC prelims has been around 125 marks. I was able to crack the forestry cutoff in all my attempts. So what is the secret of my success is the topic of this video today. But let me tell you before that, every year lakhs of UPSC aspirants attempt the UPSC prelims examination. However, only few are able to crack the prelims examination and most of the candidates struggle to clear the cutoff. And they keep on searching for some strategies or some secrets. Every year, thousands of requests I get on various social media platforms. Sir, please help us to crack the prelims examination. I can tell you, if you follow this secret principle, you will definitely crack the prelims examination. And this secret principle is called the 1% rule. What is this 1% rule? This 1% rule is based on the philosophy that we overestimate one defining moment in our preparation and we underestimate small improvements which we can make daily in our preparation. Let me explain this with 4 to 5 case studies. Most of the unsuccessful aspirants which I come across, they make one of the mistake is that they overestimate yearly compilation. They overestimate the importance of yearly compilation. When I speak to them and I ask them, okay, in your previous attempts when you failed to crack the prelims examination, what did you do? They say, sir, in the last 2 attempts, in the last 2 months, I read the yearly compilation very carefully, but still nothing came in the exam hall. I was not able to solve questions inside the exam hall. Guys, today in this video, I'm going to explain to you why it happens. First of all, if you are not reading the daily newspapers or you are not following the daily current affairs and you are only relying on the yearly compilation, 3 things will happen to you. First, you will not be able to revise the yearly compilation because obviously yearly compilation will come in the month of March or February. So there is very less time to revise. Okay, there is very less time to revise. So because you will not be able to revise, so you will not be able to retain. When you will not be able to retain, you will not be able to reproduce inside the exam hall. That is the first reason why you should not overestimate the importance of yearly compilation. The second reason is that you will not be able to focus on very important topics. Guys, suppose you have not followed the daily current affairs, so you do not know exactly which topics are very important, which topics are not that important. You will not be able to develop that gut feeling. Guys, many candidates tell me, sir, how you are able to predict so many questions every year in the UPSC prelims examination? Guys, I can tell you it is because I read the daily newspapers. I read around 2 to 3 newspapers daily. I'm not advising you to go and read 2-3 newspapers. For you, what I have done is that I come out with daily prelims notes, the only notes in the country which is focused on the prelims examination. So let me come back to the topic that what happens if you read the yearly compilation and if you have not followed the current affairs throughout the year, what will happen that you will not be able to focus on most important topics because all the topics will look important to you. So in the last moment when you have to focus on important topics, you will not be able to do that. You will give the same importance to all the topics which are listed in the yearly compilation, and that is not an optimal way of preparation. The third reason is that many times what happens that in yearly compilation, some of the important topics are missed because they have a constraint that they cannot make the compilation very bulky. If it is very bulky, people will not read that compilation. So they make the compilation very precise, very focused. So there is a high chance that they will leave out some of the topics which they will feel that they are not expected to come inside the exam hall. They are not expected to come in the question paper. But God knows what topic will come in the exam hall. So suppose they leave out 20 topics in environment just to keep the content very precise and less bulky, and suppose one topic out of that 20 topic comes in the exam hall, so you will run the risk of leaving that topic and you will run the risk of leaving that question inside the exam hall. So these are the three reasons why you should not overestimate yearly compilations. Okay, and you should not underestimate the daily current affairs. What will happen if you read the daily current affairs? If you read the daily current affairs, first of all, what will happen is that you will be able to revise the content at least 2-3 times. You will read daily once, then you will read the monthly once, and then at the year end you will read, okay, once again. So at least 3 times of revision you will be able to do. Here I would like to tell you, if you follow the daily prelims notes, so on the basis of daily prelims notes, every day I come out with a PPP the next day. So the sign says that whatever we read today, we are able to retain only 20% in the next 24 hours. In the next 24 hours, we will forget 80% of what we have read. So if the very next day you solve the PPP which is based on the DPN of yesterday, you will again revise and recall them, and you can again bring it to the 100%. Similarly, at the month end, I come out with a monthly current affairs test. So if you take this monthly current affairs test, what will happen? That you will be forced to revise the current affairs once in a month again. And when you take the current affairs test, while you taking the current affairs test and while going through the solutions again, suppose you have forgotten 30-40% of what you have read during the daily current affairs, you will again revise it and again you will bring it to 100%. And at the year end, when you start revising again, if suppose you have again forgotten 20-30%, again you will bring it to the 100%. So this is the beautiful way of retaining and revising, okay, whatever you read throughout the year. So you see what is the difference here, the yearly compilation and the daily current affairs, okay, coupled with the prelims power play, coupled with the monthly current affairs revision plus monthly current affairs test and yearly compilation. So you have to do all these three things if you really want the magic to happen. If you really want to clear the forestry cutoff, you really want to be confident that you will clear the prelims cutoff by at least 10-15 marks, then you have to do these three things. You cannot rely on the yearly compilation, let me tell you very frankly. And I'm telling you from my experience of cracking all six prelims, okay. So I have a success rate of 100%. The next mistake which most of the candidates do is that they overestimate the 15 hours of study that they can put in the last 2-3 months, but they underestimate the 8 to 6 hours of study which they can do regularly throughout the year. Guys, I know even working aspirants cracking the civil services examination because they are regularly putting 4 hours, 5 hours, and on the weekends they are putting 8 to 10 hours. But on the other hand, I have seen that most of the aspirants who are preparing, okay, full-fledged preparation, they also are not serious, they're not regular throughout the year, they're studying only 4-5 hours, okay, and some days they are studying, some days they are not studying, but before the exam, okay, 2 months before the exam, 3 months before the exam, they are putting 15 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours also sometimes. Guys, this is a recipe for disaster. This is a recipe for disaster, because what happens when you start putting so much stress on your body in the last 2 months, sometimes it happens that your health starts deteriorating. And guys, health and mind, your body, physical health and your mind, okay, both are interrelated. If you put a lot of strain on your body, what is going to happen? Your performance of brain is going to decrease. So rather than putting lot of hours at the year end, okay, put, okay, consistent effort throughout the year. Okay, don't overestimate the last 2 months of preparation and don't underestimate the regular study throughout the year. I'm telling you, I have scored one of the highest marks in the prelims examination, okay, because I was able to consistently put effort throughout the year. Throughout the year, I was able to read the current affairs throughout the year, daily newspaper throughout the year, okay. Next, what mistake most of the candidates do, that they are overestimating some test series which they are going to solve at the year end. I talk to many aspirants and I say, okay, what is your plan for the UPSC prelims preparation? They will say, sir, in the month of April, I will go to the market and I'll get around 100 tests of different coaching institutes and I will start solving those tests in the month of April, in the month of May. Every day I will solve 3 tests. This is a major mistake many of the candidates do. Why? Let me explain to you. Suppose you start taking the test in the month of April. Okay, so let me tell you, what is the purpose of test? The purpose of test is basically to help you understand what are the gaps in your preparation. And once you understand what are the gaps in your preparation, you need to fill those gaps. But suppose you are taking 2 tests every day in the month of April. When is the time? Where is the time to fill this gap? Where is the time to analyze the performance? Where is the time to analyze your weaknesses? Where is the time to work on those weaknesses? Suppose you get to know also your weaknesses. Where is the time to work on those weaknesses? Where is the time to fill those concept gap? Rather than if you take regular weekly test, you will have at least 1 week. Suppose you take a test suppose this is the month of December and you take a test this week. Okay, suppose today is 11th and you take a test today. So you have next 1 week to work on those gaps which you could discover while taking the test. That is the purpose of the test. That you will understand your preparation, you will understand your weaknesses, and once you understand your weaknesses, you need to basically work on these weaknesses, fill those concepts gap. But suppose you start taking the test only at the year end, where is the time to fill the gap? I'm telling you, 99% of the UPSC aspirant who fail to crack the prelims examination, I can tell you they will be doing these 3 mistakes which I have discussed till now. If you have not qualified the prelims examination in your previous attempts, just write in the comment box that you have made these mistakes or not. Tell me, honestly tell me. Okay, dil pe haath rakh ke bolo. Okay, tell me honestly you have done this mistake or not. Next, many candidates, what they do, they overestimate the mains test series, but they underestimate the daily answer writing. Guys, let me do some small calculations for you which will really open your mind. Guys, in the mains test series, okay, generally I have seen people join mains test series and they write around 20 tests in a year, not more than 20 tests. Okay, let me tell you what is the problem with these 20 tests. Okay, first of all, you take the 20 tests in a mains test series, and you don't know who is evaluating your paper. Who is evaluating your paper, you don't know, because they don't tell you the name of the person who has evaluated that paper, and they also don't tell you what is the qualification of that person. Most institute, what they will do, they will just write, okay, very good performance, good performance. They will not tell you who has evaluated your paper. So tell me, what is the purpose to pay for mains test series if you don't get to know who has evaluated your paper? Has he cracked the mains examination twice, thrice, 4 times? Does he had the qualification to evaluate your papers also or not? Or just he's simply looking at some model answers and he's evaluating your papers? This you can also do for yourself if you get the model answers. So first of all, okay, this is the main problem with the mains test series. Second problem with the mains test series is that suppose you write 20 tests, so 20 into 20, 400 questions you will be writing in a year, and 400 questions you will be preparing in a year. Because many candidates, they think just by writing the mains and just by reading the mains model answers you will qualify the UPSC examination. Guys, if UPSC examination was such simple that just by reading 400 model answers you will qualify, then so many candidates will not be struggling for year after year, okay, preparing for this examination, if it was such simple examination. Okay. And next, what will happen is that when you are basically focusing on some mains test series, what will happen? Again, the same thing. You will not be able to, okay, analyze which questions are important, which questions are not important, because you are not daily writing. If you are daily, okay, following current affairs, if you are daily following editorials, and if you are writing, okay, questions based on some, okay, daily, the trend, the topic which is going on. So you will be able to, okay, recall, okay, this topic was important, I have written this answer, okay, when this topic was in hot. Suppose, like you all know, nowadays Revdi culture is going on. Revdi culture, okay, basically subsidies. Okay, so when you are reading these topics, okay, and when you write an answer on that topic, so you will be able to relate, okay, yo, this was going on, this was very important topic, and you need to prepare for that. Okay, so you will be able to find the trend. You will be able to basically predict which topics are important, which topics are not important. Okay, if you are doing the daily answer writing. But if suppose you are not doing the daily answer writing, just at the year end you are joining some test series, you will not be able to make out that what questions are important, what questions are not that important. Okay, and one more thing I will tell you, if you write daily answer writing, okay, if two answers also you commit that I am going to write two answers daily, in a year you will be able to write 600 answers. You see, where are, like, okay, joining a test series you will be able to write 400 answers, but if you write daily two answers you will be writing 600 answers. So which is better, 600 answers or 400 answers? Okay, I'm not saying that you should not write mains test series before the exam. Before the exam, 2, 3 tests, 4 tests, 5 tests you should write, just to get a feeling that are you able to complete the paper in 3 hours. Okay, I do not say that don't write mains test series at all. I'm not saying that. Okay, let me be very clear. My only point is, at the beginning of the year or at the midway of the year, don't join the mains test series till you are prepared for the mains test. I know many of the candidates joining the mains test series, they have not prepared the content also properly. They have not prepared the content of the properly. One student called me and said, sir, I was getting very high marks in the mains test series, but sir, I failed to crack the mains examination in my 4th attempt. I don't know what is wrong happening to me. I said, do you know who has evaluated your paper? Do you think that the questions which were coming in the test series were the UPSC standard questions? She said, sir, I don't know who evaluated my paper. Then I said, how the hell you know you were writing good answers? How the hell you know that you were well prepared for the exam? Just because someone has given you 100 marks, that doesn't mean that your preparation is good. How many of you agree with this? Okay, only a person who really knows exactly how UPSC evaluates the paper. For example, I have taken the mains examination 6 times and I have cracked the mains examination 4 times. Once I missed by only 1 mark. So you can assume that I have cracked the mains examination 5 times. So I know exactly what UPSC is looking in your answers. But suppose someone who is struggling to crack the mains examination, can he evaluate your paper? Who himself has not cleared the mains exam, can he evaluate the paper? Do you know who is evaluating your paper? I'm telling you, one small question you ask yourself, you will get the answer. The next mistake which many candidates do is that they overestimate the suggestions of toppers. Overestimate, but they underestimate their own personal experience. Guys, while preparing for the UPSC examination, you develop some experience. Suppose you have taken the exam 1 attempt, 2 attempt, 3 attempt. You also have your experience. See, these toppers are also speaking from their experience. Suppose this video I am making, okay, I have scored one of the highest marks in the prelims, so I am speaking from my experience. You also have some experience. Why are you underestimating your own experience? Why you are overestimating someone else's experience? I'm not saying that you do not listen to successful candidates. You listen to the successful candidates. You listen to this video also. But, okay, I'm telling you, whoever has done really very good in their life, they have developed their own unique style. They have developed their own unique style. They have not copied any toppers. They have not copied anyone. Okay, I'm telling you honestly, if you really want to achieve something big in life, then you have to rely on your own personal experience. You have to rely. You take feedbacks. I'm not saying that you don't take feedback. You take feedbacks from others. You take feedbacks from toppers. You take feedbacks from successful candidates. Okay, they really help. But I'm saying that don't overestimate that. And don't underestimate your own personal experience. I'm telling you honestly, sometimes what happens that we overestimate what advice one coaching institute can give us to us. But we underestimate our own experience. We underestimate our own thinking. We underestimate our own gut feeling. Don't do that. I'm telling you honestly, don't do that. When I was preparing in some areas, okay, even I did that mistake. You have to rely your own experience because it is your own experience, and you know, no one knows better. No one knows you. No one knows your strength and weaknesses better. Okay, so follow suggestions. Follow suggestions. I'm not saying they don't follow suggestions, but Don't ignore your personal experience. Don't ignore your gut feeling. Okay, don't ignore that. Okay, so overall, okay, the philosophy is what? Overall, the philosophy is that, okay, make small improvements daily. Make 1% improvement daily in your preparation. Let me just show you one graph which I have brought for you. Okay, this is a graph called 1% rule. This is a graph called 1% rule, and you see, if you improve 1% every day, if you improve 1% every day, at the year end you will be 37 times better than what you started. See, next, like in few days, a new year is going to start. Why don't you commit that every day I will improve 1% better? I'll become 1% better version of what I was one day before. If you commit to this, you will definitely improve your performance. On the other hand, people who do not rely on improving themselves every day, they become 1% worse every day. They become 1% worse every day, and in a year they are reduced to only 0.03 of what they were in the beginning of the year. And even if they put a lot of effort at the year end, nothing is going to change for them, because they have worsened every day. They have worsened every day. On the other hand, if you commit that every day 1% I am going to improve, every day 1% I am going to improve my current affairs knowledge, every day 1% I am going to improve my static knowledge, every day 1% every day I am going to solve 10 prelims question, every day I am going to write 1 or 2 mains answer. Just imagine what miracle is waiting for you at the year end. On the other hand, if you don't read current affairs daily, if you don't read static subject daily, if you don't solve prelims question daily, if you don't write mains answer daily, and if you just rely on some mains test series or some year end some solving test series, you are not going to improve. You are not going to improve. Rather than you are deteriorating. This thing you should understand, guys. This thing you should understand. I'm telling you, this is the truth of every successful candidate. Sometimes they don't know, but what is the magic happening to them? But this is the magic happening to them, the 1% rule. All the successful candidates in the prelims examination, they have improved themselves 1% every day. I'm not here to give you like in one day only you will improve, okay, 50%, 60%. No, in one day nothing miracle is going to happen. But the small improvement when you make, okay, this will add up, okay, and this will make a very big change in your preparation. You see here, you can see here small changes, you can see here small changes, you see where you will be when you start here and you bring small 1% improvement, where you go. On the other hand, if you decline 1% everywhere you go, at the year end, this is the gap, and here is a successful candidate and here is an unsuccessful candidate. Okay, so the question is how to apply this 1% rule in our preparation. It is very simple. It is very simple. Okay, have a daily schedule with targets. Every day you should have targets. Guys, I can tell you, in the Optima timetable every year, many students use this to crack the prelims examination. I give you daily targets, daily targets. Every day I give you targets. If you follow that daily target, you will achieve, every day you will improve 1 or 2%. Every day you will achieve 1 or 2%, and you will phenomenally improve your prelims performance. Read daily current affairs. Read daily current affairs. Here I recommend, please read the DPN, daily prelims notes. Solve daily questions on current affairs. It will be a kind of revision, the PPP, the prelims power play, which I give daily. Solve daily PPP. Have weekly test, have some weekly target, and solve weekly assessment test on that target. Have weekly. This week I am going to read part 1 of Lakshmikant. After I cover the part 1 of Lakshmikant, I am going to take one test. Next week again I am cover the part 2 of Lakshmikant. Again I am going to take a test. Similarly, history. This 1 week I am going to read the Spectrum book till 1905. Next week then I am going to take test. Again next week I'm going to read after 1905 to 1947. Just divide your entire journey into small steps, into some weekly targets, and you see, you will not know also, and you will climb the mountain. Guys, if I want to climb the Mount Everest, if I try to climb in 1 week, will I do? No. But if I have a sufficient plan and I give sufficient time and I have small targets and I assess myself after every weekly target, then I will be able to do that. Then I will be able to do that. So guys, this is the secret. The secret of success is the 1% improvement rule. 1% improvement rule. Improve yourself every day by 1%. And how to do that? By following, okay, every day having a weekly, daily and daily test, weekly test, okay, daily targets, meet those targets and improve yourself. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel so that next time when I come out with some strategy video, you will be notified. And please share this with your friends, okay? Because guys, I'm telling you, if you don't follow this rule is not a magic rule. This rule is, okay, proven rule. Okay, you will just, after this video is complete, just ask those questions. Okay, are you also making that mistake? Are you overestimating these things? Are you overestimating these things? Are you underestimating these things? If you are overestimating these things, then you are doomed to failure. And if you are underestimating these things, again you are doomed to failure. You will only succeed when you start overestimating these things. These things are important. These things are not that important. Not that important. These things will only work when you have done these things. If you have not done these things, if you rely on these things, then guys, okay, you are not going to succeed in the exam. So guys, thank you guys. Okay, I hope I was able to give you that secret. And please, okay, just don't listen to this video, apply this video. The new year is coming. Enter the new year with a resolution that every day I'm going to improve myself by 1%. Thank you friends. Bye bye. Take care.